This is the Atomos Shinobi monitor. It's a really nice monitor. I've been playing around with it for a few days. I got it for Christmas. Playing around with it for a few days. It does not come with the HDMI cable. At least this one didn't. So make sure to put that on to buy that when you buy this thing. On the inside, it just was the thing. I'm actually using it right now. A couple of things. It's a little bit bigger than I thought, which is good. The screen is a really nice size, and the clarity of the screen is basically like an iPhone. I can show you what it looks like, but it's not, you won't be able to appreciate it unless you see it for yourself. I shoot in manual mode almost for everything. Very rarely do I go out of manual mode with this camera, the Sony a7 III, but the screen shows up as 4:3, but if you put it in movie mode on the camera, it pulls it wide. But I have it in manual mode, it's 4:3. I hit the record button and it expands the whole thing. So it's showing the whole, I catch myself looking up because I'm looking up at the screen. That's going to be the only problem, is that instead of looking into the lens, which you should be doing, I'll be looking up. This is full screen, it's still recording. Now I'm going to stop recording. It says no input for a second. And then it should just go back to, you see, this is 4:3. Which is odd. This is in picture mode because it's manual right now. But it's a quirk and nothing that will keep me from using it ever. It's just something that I know that get it roughly into focus and how I want it to work, and then hit record, and then it'll all show up. So just keep that in mind when you're recording on this, because it obviously it's not recording to this, because this does not have an option to record. It's still recording to the camera. Just an FYI if you're shooting in manual mode, because let's go ahead and move it over to movie real quick. If you put it on movie mode, it's switching inputs, and there. Now it's full screen. Even though it's not recording, it's full screen. And then back to manual mode, which I shoot 99% of the time. Switches inputs again, that goes back to the smaller input. But it's great because the only problem with the Sony a7 III, it doesn't have a screen that flips out so you can see yourself while you're recording. So you have to guess a lot of times. And in this case, you want to have it sort of, you want to have me in focus and then everything else not in focus. And to gauge that, you can kind of gauge it by holding it, but it's not as easy when you have a monitor to do it. To do this, super simple. This thing, it doesn't have the record function and all that stuff. It's just the monitor. That's fine because it's recording onto the SD card. This one has 2 SD cards in it, so I could record redundantly. Usually I just record to slot 2, not that that's any importance, but let me show you a little bit of what it looks like, and just so you get a feel of what I'm working with here. So in the background I was watching Bunny, but then I decided I needed to start working on this video. That's how my mind works. Anyway, if you see me, so there's the camera, there's the screen, there's me, there's my finger, there's Bunny in the background, I'm watching that. But the thing is, I bought this thing. This thing was a couple bucks, and it allows me to have a flippy screen, and it looks really nice. You obviously can't tell quality from this, but it's at least as clear as your iPhone, but probably a lot more. And this makes making videos with the a7 III just absolutely simple. I'm really excited to use this thing because I think with this camera, the a7 III, the quality is just exactly what I want and exactly how I want my videos to look. And then with this, makes it so much easier to use it. And in this case, the autofocus works really well. If you see that, of course, the camera works great. When I do this, you see how that's blurry now? See how much more blurry it is, even if I put my hand back there. You see how my hand's blurry? This is a 35mm lens, so I can use this a lot more because the 35 is a little more zoomed in, obviously, than like a 16. So with that, I'm able to do stuff where I have more of a textured background rather than just have a simple thing going on and it's all in focus. And you can do different things and say different things and have different ways of presenting things, and the monitor allows you to look wherever. So this thing, usually if I get a new piece of camera equipment or something, I'll make a vlog or something, but in this case I don't know how I would do that. I'll make a 35mm vlog, but anyway, Shinobi, this thing, these guys make monitors that a lot of like professionals and stuff use too. I'm not a professional, I'm just a hobbyist, but this thing works really well. Plug and play. Literally plug in the HDMI cable, it shows up on the screen. Everything's crystal clear. You can see everything. You can modify some of the settings on this thing. There have been a lot of videos of guys who really know what they're doing with this thing, and they've made those. Check those out. This is just me rambling because I got a new toy, and it's going to help me out a lot with doing this.